Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Wasn't Forced by His Family to Become a Child of Prophecy? And yeah guys, it is an idea that I had while thinking of a neglected story, to be honest. And one more thing, this is going to be the only story that I'm gonna upload today. No upload on Meta What If. Why? Because honestly it's a good weather and I'm just gonna be lazy. I'm feeling a lot sleepy because yeah, the weather is nice. It's raining outside and yeah, the weather is cool. Like even if you turn off fan, everything off, it's cold. So yeah, I'm kind of in the mood of enjoying that with a nice book, like a Percy Jackson book maybe that I haven't finished yet, like the one with the Atlas dungeons or whatnot. I might finish that. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you do, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel because I made sure that even if I have to laze around, I will upload at least one video for you guys because I love you guys. So yeah, enough said, enough yapping. Without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 2 days after the QB attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato, at a private wing of the hospital of the said village, where the Hokage and important people and their families were being treated. As we go towards one special ward in which we see only the Hokage's family was present. Laying on one bed was Kushina Uzumaki. A lot of machines were attached to her as she was knocked out unconscious because of the trauma that she has gone through on the night of the QB attack. Next to her were a single baby bed of her son, Naruto Uzumaki, who too has been the victim of the huge toll of him being made into the Jinchuriki of the QB. And watching them from afar in an arm cast, as well as a lot of bandages, was Minato Namikaze. Leaning against a wall, his gaze never left his family, his only son and his wife. The three of them were the only ones in that room, as there was a knock on the door. "Come in," said Minato, as in came Hiruzen Sarutobi, but he wasn't alone. Following him behind was Jiraiya. "Sensei, you're back," said Minato, standing up straight. "Of course I would be back, kid. How could I not? You went through hell 2 nights ago. I would have known that this would have happened. I would have been here myself. Kushina went into labor a few days earlier than expected. Otherwise I would have waited up on you. Yeah, that is something that neither I, you, or her had control over. But I want to know, how did this happen?" "Jiraiya, now is not the time to discuss such a thing with Minato," said Hiruzen. "It's alright, Hiruzen-sama. I'm well aware." As Minato began to explain how it all went down the drain. Everything was successful. His son was born and Kushina was breathing, as well as and so was Bibaku and the other nurses. Everything was going smoothly until from the shadows a masked person appeared, knocking out each and every nurse and maid there. And then he demanded, after kidnapping the son right from their arms, holding him at a knife point, a kunai pointed towards his neck, that he wanted the Jinchuriki, which Minato and Kushina had no other choice but to oblige to. While Minato took his son, which was thrown at him, he found out that the boy's covering was covered in explosive tags. And Minato continued to explain that how he dashed away, leaving that rag behind, causing an explosion, and later on, after making sure that the boy was safe, hunted down that man, only to find that the Kyubi no Yoko was released. And then, after all that bullshit, his son had to be made into the Jinchuriki, using a seal that Kushina and he both worked together on. The 20 pentagram seal. A pentagram seal on top of the other one, 20 times, holding back the Biju much more strongly. As now we go to the present, where we see Minato was done explaining. "I'm sorry, kid. But look at on the bright side. At least Kushina as well as your son are okay, and so are you. Yeah, that is what I'm glad about. At least, my family is fine. But a lot of people are dead. A lot have died. You don't need to push yourself about them, Minato, said Hiruzen. People do die. In that situation, a lot worse could have happened. We should be grateful with little much we were able to escape with. That man we need to hunt down, said Minato, and I'm gonna need your help, Sensei. Yeah, I will help you, but I was here for another reason as well. What is that? Said Minato, a little bit confused. It's about the prophecy. The what now? The prophecy. Remember the toad's prophecy that was mentioned to me? That I told you about? And even the toads told you about? Yes, I am aware. But, Sensei, don't you think it's too early? He's barely born. And the doctor suggests that he might not even be able to become a shinobi. Because if he tries to use chakra, it will cause him pain and bleeding as well. It's all my fault that this has happened. I know that you're under a lot of stress. I'm not gonna force you to make him into a shinobi right away. That is impossible, but it is his destiny. I'm gonna hold you on to that, Minato. You promised to me. 5 years. For 5 years, he will be left as it is. He'll be allowed to make memories and friends. And he will heal by that time, hopefully. And once he does, we will begin his training. Obviously with your and Kushina's approval, because your consent is much more important to me than the prophecy. Yeah, thank you, Sensei. As now, we see Jiraiya looked towards Hiruzen and said, well, I got a job to do. Hokage over here has given me a task as soon as I returned. You're going on already? Said Hiruzen. I have to. That man must be in hiding if Minato was able to injure him. I have to find out where could he have gone off to, or who this masked person is. My spy network, I have to alert them, and we'll have to look out for him nearby areas of Konoha. And we'll have to make sure that this news doesn't break out about Minato and his son being the Jinchuriki. And so, wishing farewell to Minato, he left. Minato looked conflicted, looking towards his son. What is wrong, Minato? I am not sure. About the prophecy? Yes. I know what it means to the toads and to Sensei. And I'm honestly scared. Everyone should be. Because it is a big responsibility on that poor boy's little shoulders. Not only the fate of Konoha, but of the rest of the Elemental Nation. It is a huge job, indeed. But know this, Minato. You will be standing by his side, alongside with Kushina, Jiraiya, and I. And the rest of Konoha as well, when the time comes. So there's nothing to worry about. Just focus on standing back on your feet and helping your family. Yeah, I guess you're right. After a few weeks, Kushina was able to wake up, and she too was comforted by Minato, as both of them were glad that their son was fine. Once the doctor revealed that Naruto indeed would feel pain because of his weakened chakra coils, Kushina, although a little bit sad, was happy. I don't care, Minato. I don't care at all. Even if he doesn't become a shinobi, he is my son. If not him, then us. We will be more than enough to protect him. Right? Of course, Kushi-chan. Always. I'm not gonna allow my son to go through what we have gone through. We're gonna protect him and raise him with all the love that we can give him. Yeah. And so Kushina and Minato kissed and looked towards their son with a newfound hope. Time began to pass by as 5 years went within a blink of an eye. Naruto was growing up fast, and for his parents it was a each day cherished moment. Each and every day they would take a photo, and now they had a whole damn wall filled with them. Naruto was enjoying his best life as well. He had 2 living parents and a huge home in which his mother, instead of training him, would play with him, and his father, instead of focusing on his work or just being tired after focusing on his work, would instead play with him regardless, giving him the best memories ever. It was Naruto's 5th birthday, and Kushina was ready, dressed up, and so was Naruto. Where they were going? On a dinner dinner night out, and Minato arrived, and he did not have the smile on his face. Kushina immediately realized that something must have happened or came up. Is everything alright, Minato? Yeah, everything is just fine. Sensei is gonna visit. We might not be able to go to the ramen stand tonight. It's fine though, John. Maybe some other day. I know you were looking forward towards it, son. It's just sometimes things like this happen. Yeah, I'm fine. You don't need to worry about that. As Minato hugged his son, and then worriedly looked towards Kushina. As Kushina hardened herself, because if Minato was worried, something was wrong. The two understood each other and worked in sync after all. Naruto was told to leave upstairs, and once he did, we see Jiraiya as well as Hiruzen arrived. Hey Minato, Kushina. I hope I didn't, interrupted anything important. Minato did told me that you were going for a dinner night out. It was important to me and Naruto. Yes, it was interrupted, but now that it is, please do tell why you are visiting. Well, did Minato didn't tell you or let you in on this? Said Jiraiya with a little bit of smile on his face. Seriously, kid. You and your ways of keeping things smooth, huh? What is he talking about, Minato? Sensei, let me handle this for the night, okay? How about you come back tomorrow? That is reasonable, Jiraiya. Kushina needs to know. We will come back tomorrow. Alright? Sorry for interruption. And so, both of them continued. And Naruto was called downstairs by Minato, and they went on the dinner. Once they returned, Kushina looked towards him as Naruto went upstairs. Alright? Talk. Not here. And so they went into the backyard, where Naruto would be seen upstairs sleeping. From far away, by their trained shinobi and Konoichi guys. Now tell me, Minato, what is it? What did you promise them? I didn't promise them anything. It's about a prophecy. Great, a prophecy. It should not involve my son. I'm not willing to lose you. Remember that it's not involving me. Entirely, at least, it's involving Naruto. Sensei believes that he is the child of prophecy that is set to burden the weight of the whole elemental nations on his shoulders. Kushina's eyes widened. You're telling me that the whole Toad clan, alongside with Minato, Hiruzen, as well as Konoha and Jiraiya believes this. I don't know about Konoha, but Hiruzen-sama and Jiraiya Sensei does. He's just a little boy. A 5-year-old, and he can't use chakra. If he does, then he will bleed. His chakra coils are weakened because of us. Because of the seal we used. I'm not gonna let him do this. I'm not gonna force him into being some golden boy or the child of prophecy for someone else's sake. There are too many fools out there who can play a hero. All I want is my son and my husband and a family which can survive. You're right, Kushina. That is why I'm gonna reject this. What? Are you sure about this, Minato? Of course. I've been thinking hard for the past 5 years. Naruto doesn't deserve to be a part of this. And besides, there has been a lot of wars and disasters. Konoha and the other villages have overcome them of their own. So what does this has to do with any of the child of prophecy, right? Yeah. That is what I'm trying to say. Look, Minato, I don't want our son to be involved in conflicts. He's already going through a lot because of us. You're right. And so, the next day inside the Hokage office, Minato called for both Hiruzen and Jiraiya, who arrived. We were gonna visit you, Minato, but why did you call for us? I'm gonna say this once and only once, Sensei. I don't want my son to be involved in any of this prophecy mess. As Jiraiya began to laugh. And seriously, kid, you joke a lot. As seeing that his student's face was serious, Jiraiya sighed. Look, Minato. I knew that this would happen after what has happened, but believe me when I say this, there is no other way. Trust me, if there was, there has to be, Sensei. Konoha has survived through a lot of disasters, and so have the rest of the villages. What makes this any different? We alone will be able to survive a lot more if it is thrown at us, if we work together. You just don't understand, kid. It is destiny. These sort of things are written down in stone. And you told me that one can change destiny of his own. Sensei. Look, my old ideologies don't matter now. What matters is that the words have been sent by Kami. Naruto is bound to bear this fate. My son is sick. If he uses chakra, he will die. I am not gonna condemn him to use chakra just for the sake of the rest of the world. So what, you would rather let the world burn? Said Jiraiya, getting a little bit pissed. Yes. I'd rather let the world burn. But it will be the world's fault, not my son's. I'm not gonna let him go through a lot of trauma. Or this pain. Fine, kid. It's alright. Calm down. Said Hiruzen, as he looked towards Jiraiya. You too, Jiraiya. Both of you are sensei and student, and both of you are acting like kids. The boy is still young, and Minato is right. Naruto's condition hasn't gotten any better. But sensei, you don't understand. I do understand, Jiraiya. When I say this, the boy's condition isn't better. I mean to say give him a few more years. Let Minato and Kushina think about it. It's useless. It's pointless. But know this, Minato. If you won't, then I will force my way in. I'll train him. I'd like to see you try it, Sensei. I might have trained by you, and I will never, ever be able to thank you enough for picking me. But know this. I won't condemn my son to pain and misery just because of your joy and the others. You think I'm doing this for joy, Minato? I know what is at stake. Only if you should know. Oh, I already do. My son's life is at stake. And so, on that day, Minato as well as Jiraiya walked their different paths. Hiruzen remains in the center. He visited Naruto a lot in the next 3 years and was close to the boy now and was able to see that Naruto was not fit for the shinobi life. Jiraiya returned a week prior to Naruto's 8th birthday, and he looked a little bit rugged, as if he has been drinking and a lot more dealing with anger and issues. You look good, Jiraiya. Yeah, nice prank, Sensei. Do I look good to you? Feel like shit. My student stabbed me in the back. He didn't do no such thing. Of course he did. I'm giving him the most biggest honor. What if his son dies? He will be remembered as a hero. No, Jiraiya. That boy, he is not fit for this life. So Minato was able to convince you while I was gone. Is that it? No. I spent time with the boy. You should do that. You are, after all, his godfather. Yeah, I'm not here to play house, Sensei. Not when the whole world's fate is riding on the boy's shoulder. So what, you think just you're the only one who has to make the boy realize his destiny? What if the boy doesn't want to become that, what you want him to become? Then I'll mold him. Remember this, Jiraiya. Those who are molded forcefully, they never remained resilient. They break. I am seeing the first-hand effect of that when I molded you, Orochimaru, and Tsunade. 3 failures, huh? No. If anyone was a failure, it was me and my methods that made you into the man you are today. Good night, Jiraiya. That week, Jiraiya planned, and a council meeting was called in the nick of time, and Minato was informed as he arrived there. Then a heated debate broke out. The council, backing up Jiraiya, even Danzo, wanted, or more like demanded, that Minato hand over the boy if he wasn't going to train, because they needed the prophecy to be fulfilled. But Minato, he was adamant that he wouldn't allow that sort of mess to happen. In the end, Minato was given a choice. Either do that or leave the hell out of their village with his family. Minato chose to leave, and they packed their stuff and left. Naruto was sad. So was Minato, but it was inevitable. Taking their whole money and the stuff they needed, they vacated their home and left Konoha. Hiruzen was the one able to help them out by selling their home and stuff, so they would get the money as well. Once outside of Land of Fire, they moved towards the borders near the Uzushio-gakure. Once inside, because of the barrier still being activated, Kushina made sure to activate a lot more other seals. And then, they were able to build a home. Minato called in his connections, and within a week or so, a home was constructed while they lived in tents. Once it was said and done, the water supply, the electricity, everything was running. Minato and Kushina and Naruto settled down. Now listen, son. I know that we are far away, but this is for the best. As Naruto hugged his father and said, I'm sorry, Tochan. No, son. You don't have to say sorry at all. It's not your fault. And it is. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have to leave Konoha. No, Naruto. Everyone has to leave their home once at least. I never thought that I would have to leave it now. But I'm glad that I did. Home is where you two are for me. As Kushina and Naruto smiled, and the three of them slept together that night, hugging each other, making sure they stayed close. The news spread wildly, and the hunt by Iwa Kumo began for the Uzumaki family because they were vital. And as for Konoha, same could be said, but no traces were found. Even if they were able to track them down, they couldn't get in the barrier that was made by Kushina. And Minato and Kushina were no joke. As now we see, one of the organization who was watching this from afar got interested as well because they now had been served one of their targets on a silver platter, something they cannot ignore. So they tried to attack, and one was even able to infiltrate, the masked person himself due to his Kamui ability. Once inside, he was cornered by Minato. You again. Seems you have not forgotten about me. Not at all. But this time he was not facing Minato alone. He was facing Prime Kushina as well. Dealing with one Kage level shinobi was already bad enough, but two? That was a whole another gamble. And the masked person's mask cracked and shattered, and he was wounded badly. Obito, said Minato with a shocked filled expression as Kushina paused. You? You were behind this? Yes, I was the one behind this. Why? Why would you do that, Obito? Said Kushina. And for a moment, Obito, seeing her broken expression, something stirred within him until he steeled himself. I did this because it was necessary. Tell me why. I need to know before you leave. Why did you become like this? Said Kushina. Obito knew that he even now still couldn't lie to Kushina, so he told the truth, because to him Kushina was like a sister. In the end, even if he tries to act cold as he was. He revealed that how he saw Kakashi kill her, how he saw the others that led him to this. As Kushina confirmed that Kakashi wasn't at the fault. I saw through his memories with the help of Inuichi's jutsu. What? Said Minato. You didn't believe him? No. I had to make sure that he was telling the truth because Rin was like a sister to me, like as Obito was a little brother. Obito, please don't do this. It's too late. Kushina-san, I have chosen my path. Next time when I come, I will be coming for him, for the Nine Tails. With that coming away, Obito returned back to his base. Wounded without his mask, he slumped his way towards his room, only to halt when he heard voices familiar to him. It was Zetsu speaking to himself in front of the Geromazo. Soon the plan will begin. Yes, sooner the better. The mother will be freed. That pawn of ours, Obito. Yeah, our master. As Madara thought he was, as both of them laughed, as Obito paused with narrowed eyes. He thought that he is controlling us. He doesn't know that he's just nothing more than a pawn in the history of pawns that we have used to get here. We should be quiet and not discussing things here. Do you think I care? Nobody here at the time. Only us. Once Mother is freed, we will take away the chakra and be done with this world. Yeah, I'll make sure I deliver the final blow even. As Zetsu chuckled, Obito commued away instantly and arrived back where Minato and Kushina was. Seeing him slumping down, instead of attacking him, Minato and Kushina helped him. Why? You came to us, didn't you? Listen, Obito. You come to us after leaving, so it's obvious you changed your mind. Obito didn't speak, but there were tears in his eyes. Tell us what happened, son. As Obito broke down, revealing everything that he had heard, and what the plan was, and what it means now. It's over, Sensei. I've been nothing more than a pawn. And I tried to destroy everyone I love. I tried to kill you too as well. Obito's guilt was weighing on him too much. As Kushina slapped him across the face, there. That settles it. And that should wake you up. I'm glad to have my little brother back. Don't get me wrong, but you seriously need a beating some sense into you. Yeah, I guess you're right, said Obito with a chuckle. And so, after Obito healed, we see the three of them begin to plan, and Akatsuki, especially Zetsu, was ambushed. Once the other Akatsuki members were called, Obito told them what has happened and what he was planning. One of them, the Rinnegan user, Nagato, used his Rinnegan abilities to see through that Zetsu indeed was the perpetrator, and taking his soul away, killed him. As he looked towards Minato and the others, thank you for this. But the Moon Eye plan, what are we going to do with that since you are the leader, Obito? We're not gonna use it. There's no point. So what, we were all gathered here for nothing? Seems so. Or rather we should go and destroy the world anyways. No. I want to make a lot of money, and we want to spread our art. And so, all of them begin to leave. As Nagato and Konan were the only ones left. You're Uzumaki, right? Said Kushina. Nagato. Who was your mother? As Nagato revealed the name of his mother, which Kushina dashed towards him and hugged, and told that she was her aunt. And Nagato and she was related. With that, Nagato decided to move back into the Uchiha ruins with Konan. And they stayed there, hiding, while the rest of the Elemental Nation was still out for them, searching them. Jiraiya obviously had found his way and was able to search all the way up to where Naruto and his family was. Naruto was playing outside with Konan as the others watched. As Minato appeared in front of Jiraiya. What do you want, Sensei? It's good that you still remember who I am. Listen, Sensei, I don't want to fight you or anything. I just want my son to live a normal life. And if you're here to tell me about the fate of the world and all that, I don't know what to say to you. Why are you so obsessed with this? No, kid. I'm not here to tell you about that. I'm here to tell you that I gave up too. I have told the Toads about this, about your decision, about my decision. I thought long and hard, and I've decided that maybe I'm not fit to be a sage after all. As Minato's eyes went, you gave up the Toad summoning scroll. Yes. And the prophecy. Sensei, why? Look, kid. You're the only thing that I can call something akin to a son. I know that we have our spats and fought off in the worst way because of my greed. I just wanted to make amends because it felt painful when you left and I forced you out, said Jiraiya as Minato hugged him and brought him inside. It took a while for Kushina to settle down, but she did, and so, in this way, Jiraiya was finally involved in Naruto's life, and was happy to be there. All the while, Naruto remained unaware of the extent his parents went to make sure that he didn't have to go through all that pain and misery. And the world? Without the child, the prophecy lived on, because there was no prophecy left to fulfill after all. Just like Minato and Kushina said, the world did survive and lived on. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on my Meta channel as well, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!